Welcome to day two of online bootcamp from MAD2. I have made some changes in the MAD2 various topics. Uh, from day one, we had intro about the bootcamp. We understood about the problem statement, that is the first statement, and we all uh, discussed about the parking application. So today we will try to discuss about the basic project setup, GitHub, and then Flask RESTful API, class RESTful framework. We will understand about it and create some models, and we will do some API testing. Uh, and on the day three, we will do authentication, generability token, and role-based access control, and then we'll start working with the Vue.js. So yeah, and on day four, we will learn about salary, Redis, scheduled jobs, asynchronous jobs, and on day five, we'll learn about sending mails and CSV export. So on day four, mostly we'll work about theory and try to integrate. On day five, we will use them in our application. If you have any time left, then I will ask you. I mean, if you have any doubts, I will try to solve them on this phase. And on day six, seven, it will be very light, like generating graphs. We just import matplotlib, send some data, and get some images in return, and we will show that in the front end. And day seven, how to submit for it. It won't take more than 10 minutes, but I will be solving most of your doubts. So that's about it. Um, it will create APIs with Flash RESTful framework and some models to do crude operations on it. And then we'll, by using Postman, we will test the APIs if it is working or not. So that's the agenda for today. And in day after tomorrow class, we will learn about authentication. We will know what is authentication, what is authorization. These questions may ask in Viva. And Vue.js Intro. So on this day, I will tell you which one is better for you, which one is easy in the short time of span to learn. That is CDN or CLF. Yeah, I think this is good to go. Any doubts in this plan?
Clear.
Clear. Okay. I hope this will also help you to understand overall. So let me tell you the difference between MAD1 and MAD2. So in MAD1, what we will do is we will just use Flask to create some endpoints, and using Jinja we will render some templates, and we will show the data whenever we enter the route. We will see the template in the browser, and whenever we call some API, it will do some operations in the SQL alchemy models, relationships, whatever we have defined. Using that, we will do some operation and it will return the data. And in the template, it will insert them, and you can see the front end. So everything is happening in backend only. We call the API in the front end, it will go to backend, it will render everything. So that's what's happening. Uh, so yeah, we are doing Flask load, sending data from front end to backend using forms and user authentication. Okay, this format. So code operations, everything is happened in backend. Uh, and then generating graphs, submitting code. So it is very easy. Mat1 is very easy. Whereas in Mat2, we are separating front end and backend. Uh, So here the JavaScript is not involved in Mat1, but in Mat2 JavaScript is involved through this Vue.js framework, that is requirement that I have mentioned that we have to use. So in Mat2, what's happening is in browser with the Vue.js framework, we'll be calling APIs. And APIs will do some logic, whatever logic we have defined here. Instead of rendering a template, we are returning JSON data, and we are fetching the data using JavaScript. So here we are using library, and it will fetch that, and we will replace the variables in the template with the data we have received from the API response. So why we are doing this? In Mat1 project, whatever we have defined, like whatever application we made, it will only render the return the template, but we can't use it in any other application. So right now, if you see anywhere any application, the backend. So whatever main thing is API. So API is a very important thing. So API should return data instead of a template. So if we are returning data, we can integrate the APIs in anywhere. If you see right now, for example, there is some application. So we made it with Django. And API principles are so API is just like we will request something and will return some data, and we can use the data to show it anyway. So we can just make a logic somewhere using Django or any framework like with REST principles, some APIs. We can call that APIs in any application. We can use the APIs in Android. We can use that API in iOS applications, Java applications. Anyway, we can use the same APIs. So that's the thing. In Mat 1, there is nothing like that. It is just strict. It will return, if we call the API, it will return template and we can see the template. Whereas in Mat 2, we are creating a API, application which will take request and it will return data. So we are creating another application that is front end. And in the front end, we are calling the APIs and we are getting the data and we are showing to the user. So that's the difference between Mat 1 and Mat 2. Here it is strict, like call the API, see the template. Here, call the API, get the data, render the template, and see the data. Here it is happening in backend only, but here we are manually doing it because to separate backend and front end. Here backend or front end are integrated. Here it is different. And we are so that's the main part. Just to modularize things, so we can use the API anywhere. That's the best principle. Every company is following that. Uh, Another thing is, yes, Shyam.
Are you sharing your screen by any chance?
Oh, damn. Sorry, guys. Thank you for pointing it out.
If you could start like a bit early from where you were, explaining,
Yeah, yeah,
showing. Um,
yeah. I will repeat. Okay. So in Mat 1, what we were doing is Asham.
no, no, no. It was accidental. Sorry.
Okay, okay. So yeah, in Mat 1, we were using Flask just to create endpoints and Ginger to render the templates. So what we were doing is we are using SQL Alchemy to connect to database, that is SQLite, and we are doing some operations storing in it. Whenever we want to see something, we are using Jinja to render a template and inserting values from the database into that, and we are showing to the user. So this Madman application is strict to the point. If we create application, it's limited to that only. Whereas in Mat2, we are creating an application with Flask RESTful APIs. So we will create APIs which will take request, it will do some process, it will return data in the form of JSON. So we can use the JSON anywhere in any application. For example, if we create a YouTube application with Madbun, so it is limited. Use the uh, we can use the whatever backend logic in mobile application. But if we create a APIs where if you so here, if you create a YouTube application or any video streaming application with this Mat one, whenever you open the route, it will show the interface. We can watch the videos, everything. That's it. But we can't integrate this with mobile application because it is just returning a template. We need to again extract the data from the template and show again. It is very difficult process. So it is not modularized, very modular. Front-end and back-end both combined here. So it's not a good practice unless it is very small application and you are okay with it. But when it comes to a large application, whatever we are doing in the Mat2, it is a best practice. So here, what we are doing is we are using Flask RESTful APIs to create API which will take request from browser or anything which will take request and it will process that and it will return data in form of JSON. And we can use the JSON to integrate that the APIs in any application. We can integrate that in mobile apps, Android, iOS. So which will have a different rate. There is something Swift, something. So we can integrate the APIs in anywhere. So that's the good thing about APIs, having APIs which returns data. So that's the difference between Mat1 and Mat2. So if you, so most companies use APIs only because if we create one application which will take request, which will return data, we can use that in anywhere. So that's the difference. I don't want to. Yeah, I have started recording. Yeah. So the Flask RESTful in the backend, Flask RESTful will take request and it will return data, and it will use the database and everything which we will integrate. Um, yeah, in front end we will use Vue.js framework to show the templates, which will fetch the, which will request something to the backend, to the APIs, and it will get the response, and it will render the template using those values, and user can see the input, user can see the output. So that's it. So that's the difference between Mat 1 and Mat 2. Any doubts still here?
Does it mean I have an
Mhm.
intermediate platform which is
Okay.
compatible with different devices like Android and this thing?
Yeah. Okay. So the backend is single. Like we will just create one application, uh, which will take request API request and will return data in. Okay. And on top of that, we can have multiple applications which will just use the same resource and it will work on it. How to tell? Uh, Jambo, I think it's discontinued. Accelerating. Uh, So, okay, sorry for bad drawing. I don't have pen. So this is the main application. This in Madon, what we are doing is in the browser, whenever we are requesting for a resource, it is going to backend, and backend is returning a template directly. So now, so this is the Mad1, M1. This is what we are doing in the Mad1. In Mad2, what we are doing is we are separating this front end and back end. So there will be two things, something called front end and then something called backend. So backend seems like same. So this is the user browser. So whenever we open application, it will load all the front end in your application, and it will make API calls to the backend, and backend will respond with the data that front end will take, and it will render the template and it will insert it to the browser. So that's the difference. So why we are doing this? Because here in the Mad1, whatever we are doing directly, we are calling the API, it is returning template. So returning template is not a good thing. Here we are returning the data. So that's the main difference, the data. If we get the data, we can insert this into anywhere. So we can have multiple application. Here is only browser. So only browser is the main client. So in browser only we can use the application browser. Whereas here we can have mobile application. So here it is Android application. I don't know what tech stack it use, but we can use the APIs to show the backend in mobile also. So not necessarily browser. So here it doesn't mean mobile anything, which is also which can also be a mobile, but browser is the main thing, which will take HTML template, show it. Whereas here it is Android, and we can use the Java to create an Android application, and we can still show the data in our application. So does the any other things like Apple or any other thing. So that's the difference. Have you understood the difference? Is it clear? Here it is very
Clear.
limited to browser.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, in Mad1 it is very limited to browser, but here we can use the API to across the multiple things. So this is the best practice to do to separate front end and back end. So this front end is only for the HTML, whereas we can use other things like Android application or iOS application framework to fetch the data from it and show it to the user. So that's the difference. Uh, yeah, and so till now here we will on the till day three we will discuss about these things. On day four we will learn about salary radius. So what is salary? Salary uh, will take care about the asynchronous and scheduled jobs. So we can wait. So um, if there is something like automatically expiring after some time. So right now here I can give share access to something, and I can give timed access. So I'm just using this email, and I can give add expression. So automatically, I can expire the access to this person on this specific date, June 14, and on this time. So if there is no option, then I have to manually go. Then I have to manually at this time I have to open the application and then revoke the uh, access, right? So instead of that, we can use the salary in the Python to do the same thing. So it will, if we give some time and the function, it will automatically call the function and it will whatever process we will do there, like revoking access, it will do that. So for that purpose, we can use Celery. So Celery can also do asynchronous job. If there is something like if there is something some task which will take more time, then we can wait in the browser, right? It will keep loading, loading, loading. So instead of that, we can use asynchronous job. So we will run this function in the backend. It will keep running. Once the result is done, we will send mail to the user. Okay, your whatever you are doing, it has been completed. Now you can see the result. So that's the difference between scheduled, like at a specific time, run the job. Here it is run the job, but no need to make the user wait. You can send a mail once it is done. So that's the difference between a scheduled and asynchronous jobs. So Redis is a broker. It will run in the background. It will take tasks we have written and it will call the salary. I mean, salary will use the Redis. So Redis is just salary. It will keep the information. So salary uses Redis to keep the information. We can also do caching. I forgot to mention that. So caching is also important. We say KMG caching. Correct. Yeah. Okay, caching. Maybe we need to move something on this field, so it will be easy. We will also learn how to send mails on the day 4 itself. Yes, Shogesh.
Is there any specific reason why is it called broker?
Because it works in intermediate, right, to the application and salary. So it will take all the uh, inputs and it will also store data. Okay, we will go through that. Okay, I also have to brush up on these topics. On the day 4, I will explain that. So that's about it. So on day 5, we will learn about a CSV export, like asynchronous job. So using scheduled jobs, we will send mails on a specific time. Using asynchronous job, we will do CSV export and also caching. So caching means we will store the data on the Redis. And, instead of fetching data again, we can directly return from the Redis. On day 6, we will learn about how to generate tabs using matplotlib or any other that is easy. And then on day 7, we will learn about how to submit the project and question and answers. So I think we are good to go. It is perfect now. Anything else, guys? Or else we can continue on creating APIs and integrating models, doing some code operations. Okay
Yeah,
then.
we can go ahead.
Okay then. Uh, okay. Oh, my voice is breaking. Is it not clear?
Yeah, it is breaking at times.
What about
It is very noisy.
what about now?
It is better now.
Better. Okay then. Thank you. Okay, so let's start with Flask RESTful. We'll go through the documentation first. So Flask RESTful is an extension for Flask that adds support for quickly building REST APIs. So what we were doing in Flask is from Flask import Flask request app equal to Flask at the rate app.route hello, and then here we are passing. Okay, so I'll just tell the difference. Define hello. Return not visible.
Could you please zoom a bit? It will be helpful.
Now,
Yeah. Some more, some more.
What about now?
Okay. But just if you could increase the font size, or just show only one screen at a time.
Okay. What about now?
That's fine.
This is better.
Okay then. So in Madon, what we were doing is, I will also create index.html. First, I need to create templates folder. Templates. So we'll be creating templates folder in Mad1, and in this index.html, I have to place it here. Exclamatory mark. Message heading content. I just want to tell the difference between the Mad1 and Mad2. I mean, how we are doing that operation. Uh, Index return render template of index.html. We have to also import render template. New terminal. Okay, we have to do if. So we made a basic application. If you open this, 5, 0. So we haven't passed any information here. So what I did here is to this slash route, I'm returning render template, and I have mentioned this template, and now I can pass values here. So heading equal to welcome to the Flask app, and then content equal to so this is in simple Flask API. So yeah, that's what we are getting here. I can put it inside H1. And then paragraph content. So that is what we were doing in Mad1. So what we were doing is, whenever in the browser we are requesting this, we can see in the terminal it is sending a get request to the slash, that is root base root. I'm not sure. This is just index. And to this, when we are requesting a get request, it is sending 200 response. So we are returning a template with values inserting into this. So we are rendering the values into the template. So that is what we were doing. So instead of this, we can also respond with data. So return JSONify of message, welcome to the API. So if I refresh, so we are getting a JSON response here. So we are getting a data. Now what we can do is, we can use this data to populate in a template. So how we can do this? So in this index.html, I can use the JavaScript script fetch RTP slash data slash response equal to data console.log data. Okay, I think it will work. Now we will open this index.html in the browser. Copy path. No, slash, we need to give this URL. Okay, cross origin policy. Now we need to, so what's happening is, in the index.html, I directly open the path, I directly open the HTML. I'm not doing this Flask app. In the Flask app, we are returning welcome to the API message in this route. So here in this Flask app, instead of returning template, we are returning JSONified data. So this is JSON that is it is returning. in the HTML, I am doing a fetching operation, like I'm fetching on this link. If it is responding data, then I'm inserting a h1 tag into that HTML, but I'm getting a cross error. So what is cross error? So we can only allow some. Um, I'm not sure. We can only allow some applications to use our APIs. So if we try to make a YouTube clone or else any other application which will fetch data from API, and we can show data on our application, but only allowed. So okay, let me just get an example. This. So when a web page need to interact with data or resource from a different domain, such as fetching data from API on a different server, so different server, so the other server can stop, like, oh, I will only allow some applications to use my APIs. So it will restrict. So that is what happening right now. So what we will do is we will remove the restriction from class course import course. Um, so okay. So we are importing from Flask cost, we are importing CSS, and to this application we are passing this data. Error connection refused, failed to fetch. Okay. Okay, no module name Flask course. We need to install this first. So pip install. I am doing whatever it is not giving. No module form. Flask course. So I'm not creating virtual environment guys, because I just want to keep it as simple as possible. So right now we are learning, right? No need to create virtual environment. Later we can. So I have installed it. So Python api.py. Okay, if I refresh, now we can see this
Yeah.
index.html.
Yeah.
It is fetching data from this URL,
Yes.
and now we are allowing CORS. So this is something uh, uh, cross region resources something. So previously it was not allowing. Right now, because we are using this, it is allowing. So if you want, you can go deeper. Just read the documentation, search for this CORS, and you will get to know. We can also allow some margins, but right now we are allowing everything. Allow, yeah, allowed origins. So default it will be everything, because we are in this production right now. In development, not production. So we are allowing everything. Default it will be like this. So if we remove this, allowed equal to uh, 128 something. Still it is giving. I'm not sure about I will. Uh, so only to worry guys. So just keep it as it is. So it will not throw any error. So it will work. So you can send the data. So that's it. And another thing. So right now we are able to fetch data from the API. Okay. So we have defined API. We are returning, instead of returning template, we are returning JSON-fied data. So if I go to here. So this is the JSON-fied data. So we are getting a JSON inside that a message variable, and it is having value that message we want to deliver. So that is what we are getting. And so maybe first I have to explain what is HTTP methods. Methods. So I'll try to find a good resource to explain that. Yeah, I think this will work well. Continue tab. So what's happening is, so your computer, whatever you are entering here. So if I am entering here the index.html, so what happening is this HTML template that I am loading in the browser is trying to fetch data from this resource, that is 127.0.1 colon 5000, and this is the Flask up that we have defined, and it is receiving a GET request to this index route, that is slash, and it is receiving that request and it is returning JSON data. So that is a GET request. GET means something to receive. So I want to see something. So client can send a request to the backend, and it will see the request and it will return a response. If it is a GET request, what the server will understand is the client is trying to see something, and it will return the whatever information the client want to see. So client can get the data and it can show to the user. So if client is returning a post request, it means it is trying to create something in the server, like creating a new entity of something. So whenever you open an application, it will ask you to create an account, right? It will ask your email. If you open Netflix, so right now we have opened this application. If we directly open this netflix.com, it is redirecting to the slash in page. Why? Because we haven't logged in. So it will check if the user is logged in or not. If the user is not logged in, it will redirect it to the slash in page, that is login or entering into the application in. So it is asking for the email. So right now I will give my email, because the email don't have an account. If I click on get started, it will check in the backend and it will tell finish setting up your account. So it is asking to create account. If the email is already exists, then let's see what happens. Uh, uh, yeah, so it is asking to log in without. Okay, 1 minute, guys. Mm, check. 1 minute. So whenever we are entering the email address here, and when clicking this get started, what Netflix do is it will call their API, and it will pass the email as the data, and it in the backend it will check if the email already exists or not. According to that, it will redirect to the sign in or login page. Uh, so right now what I'm trying to do is, so previously I entered my email ID because it don't have an account. Uh, it was showing to create an account. So right now I will enter the email which has Netflix. Yeah, so I'm entering a email which has Netflix. Now it is saying welcome back. So rejoining Netflix is easy. So another thing, so this account don't have any current subscription. That's why it is showing welcome back. Rejoin Netflix is easy. Whereas the previous email, it even don't have an account. So it was showing create an account. So that's how APIs works. And the front end is very different from the back end. So back end is somewhere else. Maybe I can show network tab. It will be helpful. Expect. We can go to the network tab. Refresh. And can we delete everything here? But there are so many network calls happening. Is there any way to remove everything? Okay, so right now it is just 2 2. If I click on get started, So it is sending some okay, it is instantly redirecting to the another page, so we can't see that. uh, so as you can observe, uh, so let's stop. So it is trying to fetch some data from yeah, so it is trying to request data from this logs.netflix.com, and there is some strict origin when cross origin policy, so no other can fetch data from this one. uh, so that is happening. But when I enter the email, when I click on start, so it is again requesting some. So it is right now the requests are increasing, so it is keep requesting the application. Whenever I click on get started, it will, we can see the request will be made here. uh, let me stop recording reports logs. So because it is redirecting to new page, it is getting refreshed. I don't think it is possible to uh, reserve log. It will help. Will it help? Okay. Yeah. So yeah, it not cleared it. Let's see what it did. Uh, it's very difficult to understand these logs, but let's try. So you can see this is a post request. It tried to create something and it responded with okay. The request URL, link registration, location. Yeah, request URL netflix.com sign up. Okay. Mm. I'm not sure, guys, where it is doing, but it is doing somewhere. Maybe it is hidden. Netflix.com/API/AUI path evaluator web landing URL calls. So maybe inside this it could have done. We are not sure, but so general principle it is what it will do. Payload. Let's try finding our email, the entire email ID. Control F. This is the payload that has been sent. Yeah. So here we can see follow, sign up, simplicity, mode, welcome, action, save action, fields. So it is sending my email. So if you can see here, email value parnabale2004@gmail.com, and whatever captcha response, it is taking some another things, and it is sending to this API request URL, and it sent with okay response. And can we see the response? Yeah, here it is. Here is the response, and path AUI money all next. So JSON graph AUI email registration with links. Yeah. So now it responded. So what happened when we entered the email ID and when we clicked on it, so it sent this payload to the API. So it sent this value email with value this, and it's some additional captcha. It, the backend, that is this URL, took the payload and it responded with status code 200. Okay, and in the response it sent this data. So we don't know all these, but we can understand this mode email registration with link. So it is telling with this mode show the interface to the user, and it is asking to finish setting up your account. Because of this mode, it is showing this template. If the mode is different, it will show something else. So that's what that is what happening. uh, are you guys getting what happening here?
Yes.
Yeah. Okay. So it is also taking these values and it is placing everywhere. So whatever we were doing in Mad1 with the Ginger template rendering values here, The JSON, so the front end is the JavaScript library is taking these values. We don't know what it is doing. Maybe it can be React. There are some other, so which will fetch the data from the API and it will insert the values into this template. So that is what happening. So just differentiating. Now what we can do is, if you are opening the mobile app Netflix, it is using Java. So in the browser we are using JavaScript, whereas it is in the mobile it is Java. Both are completely different. So if you are returning HTML template like in MAD1, it is very difficult to show the same in the mobile application. So it is very uncompatible. Because of this JSON data, what we can do is we can also use the same JSON data and we can show the information in mobile also. We don't need to rely on this HTML template. We can just get the JSON data and we can show it everywhere, anywhere. So that's the use of uh, RESTful APIs. So we can integrate that application anywhere. We don't need to create multiple applications, like for Android one application, for iOS another application. We just need to create interface for Android, iOS, anything, and backend remains the same. So that's the goodness about separating backend and front end. I hope you all understood the goodness of separating backend and front end. If you have any doubts, you can ask now, or else we can proceed creating API. Okay then. Yeah. So there are generally four methods. We will also use in our project, we will only use the four. Get, to get some data from the backend to see how it is. Post, to post something, like we are posting some data to the backend so that the backend can take the data, validate the data if everything is correct, then create some entity. So to tell backend to create something, we will use this method post to create something. Put method is to put something on top of something. Like we have created something, we want to edit. So in order to edit, we will use this put method to edit something. And when we want to delete something we created already, then we will use delete. So first we will create something, post. After creating something, if you are not okay with this, then we will edit, right? We will use this put method. So after creating, we have to see first, right? After posting, we will see this. We will try to get it. First post it, then get it. If it is not good, then we will update it. That is good. Then if we don't want it, then we will delete it. So these are the four main principles. Create. So post associated with create. Get is associated with read. Create, read. Put is for update, and delete is for delete. So crude and get, post, put, delete. So you can get these questions in interview. So I mean in the Viva. So just work on this. So understand what's happening. Any doubts here? There are so many other, but these are the four main things.
Understood.
Okay. So just remember, guys, write it somewhere. Then proctor can ask you this in interview in Viva 2, level 2. So that's it. Create, read, update, and then delete. So I won't be repeating this again. So, okay. So whatever Flask application we have created now, it is fine. It is not bad. But if we want to check for every method, then we have to check. We have to also import request. If request dot method is get, then do something. Elif request dot method is post, then do something. Elif request dot method equal to put, then update something. Elif request dot method is delete, then do something else. Requested method is not allowed. Method is not allowed, 405. So something like that, we will return data. You can also try fetching this API. Okay. Now what we will do is in this index.html, uh, can we do post here? Method equal to post. Yeah. Method post Expected.
So isn't there a typo?
Yeah, it is. There is some Java. Which, okay, so let's see something. Okay, we need to pause another Angular curly brace. Instead that we have to give these arguments. Okay, now it is correct.
Method has two T's.
Sorry.
The method has two T's.
Okay. Yeah. So if I refresh, now what's happening is, in the backend, what's happening is in this app.route slash, we are only giving method equal to get. By default, it will be get, but we haven't defined any extra. So whenever in the front end, I mean this HTML template, not front end. I mean, I'm just copying this. Both are not connected. Okay. In this HTML file, when I'm refreshing, it is giving 405 response. Whenever I'm requesting this slash with post method, it is giving 405. What is 405? Let's see. 405 status code. So method not allowed. This method is not allowed because we haven't given it here. So and then post. So now I have included it, and the browser, I mean this server restarted. If I go here, if I refresh, 415. Okay, okay, because we haven't defined this data. It is this because there is no data. Because there is no data, we are not passing any data. So we can just return message data received, or else received is fine because there is no data. We are not sending any data, and data variable is not there. It will cause an error. Yeah, if I refresh, now we can see received. So we are sending a post request now, and it is returning 200. In the JavaScript, this we are putting method equal to post. So it is trying to fetch this URL with post method. It is requesting to this URL with post method, and after there is a response, then we are getting the response and we are displaying that message. Whatever response it is giving, from that we are trying to get message variable, and whatever variable value it is there, we are putting in h1 and inserting into the this inner HTML, the document inside this HTML document itself. So we can see this received. So post method received. We can do the same. Here we can put post received. Let's copy paste this and put. So this is just for the sake of convention, for the sake of readability. If there is put, then we can easily understand, okay, this person is trying to update something. So just put the convention. Okay, this delete, put, and then here we can return. If it is get method, we will return get received. Okay, post received. Now we will change it to get. So default will be get. Even if we remove, it will be get only. So get received. But unless if we specify, then it will be default will be updated. Get to delete. Delete 405. What is 405? Okay, it is not allowed.
Method
So we have to give it. Yeah. So we got it, guys. I think this is enough, but it is not very readable, right? It is not very good to see. Can you please turn on push to talk, Sham? If you, I mean, appreciate your people try to talk. It will be very engaging, but please use the push to talk feature. It will automatically mute after some time. Okay. So
Sure.
yeah. I mean, in case if you forgot, it will be noisy for others. So just tell them. Yeah. So it is not very readable. So here we will use this Flask RESTful API. So this Flask RESTful, this framework will allow us to write this same thing in very different format. It is very readable. The code will be very readable. And okay, so I will just do this now. And if you get something else here, so right now I will, instead of method equal to, I will give patch. So before I haven't included this delete in this one, right? So it is giving 405, but in browser it was empty. So right now, because I have kept here as patch, and so the patch is not defined here. So what will happen is it will return message request method not allowed directly in the browser. Okay, I have to say it. What's happening? 405. Okay. Yeah, it is not even entering here. Okay, that's another thing. So we can give that create tch, and here we can see requested method not allowed instead of showing it here, and we also returning it here 405. So that's the thing. Okay, so now let's go to Flask RESTful. Flask RESTful is an extension for Flask that adds support for quickly build REST APIs. It is a lightweight abstraction that works with your existing ORM or libraries. Flask RESTful encourages best practice with minimal setup. If you are familiar with Flask, Flask RESTful should be easy to pick up. So if you have done this in MAD1, it is fine. You can simply return JSON data, but it's better to use Flask RESTful because let's see a minimal API. So this is the minimal API in the Flask RESTful. So from Flask we will import Flask. From Flask RESTful we will import a resource and API. So let's do this. From Flask, okay, we need to first install that. It will give input error. Pip install Flask RESTful. So why I'm not creating a virtual environment? Because we don't need to worry about packages right now, because this is a small application. So it will also make the Viva very easy. You don't need to create a virtual environment, wait till the all packages loading. That will save time. So that's why. From Flask RESTful, import API and resource. So these are the two things that we need to import. And after that, as usual, app equal to Flask underscore name. And after that, we need to define a variable called API equal to API of app. So we are passing this app into this API function. So it will do some configuration. And we are doing this cross to allow cross origin. And that's it. Now we can define a class. So class, we can just put registration resource, and we can, instead of this if conditions, we can directly define. So define get self, and it is returning JSON message get registration, post registration, put registration, delete registration. We don't need this many, but it's fine for now. And then what we can do is, so whatever API we have defined here, API, we have to combine this API dot add resource. So it will associate this resource registration function to this URL, and it will add to this API app. So that's it. If name underscore equal to name, app equal to, okay. So that's it. So whenever we enter this registration, the application will take care of it, and it will enter this registration class, and it will, according to the method we are using, it will go into that specific method, that is get method, post method. We will call function, but it is also method. According to the specific method we have post. If it is a post method, it will go to post, and it will try to create something like create. Okay, this is where you will handle creates a new user, or as you can say authentication, authorization is fine. So this is authentication resource. Get means check if user exists or not. Check if the user is authenticated. not authenticated. And if it is post, create a new user. If it is put, update the user details. If it is delete, then delete the user. So we can use this API to handle user. So this is authentication, and we can give slash and we need to rename this. So because there is error, the debugger stop authentication. So we are associating this authentication resource to this API slash auth. So that's it. Now we can delete this. First, let's check what we have done now. Slash auth. It's doing nothing. Let's see why. Failed to fetch. Okay, because the server is not running. Okay, Python app API.py. Now let's refresh. Yeah, now we can see the method is not allowed for the requested URL. Patch. Okay, patch is not there, right? Yeah.
We added patch there.
Yeah. So let's try get. So refresh. So get registration. If it is post registration. So delete. So delete registration. So everything is working. Every API is working. So as someone said before, I haven't seen. Patch was not there because that it is giving patch not found the error. So that's it, guys. So this is very easy to read. So that's why. So for everything you can define instead of this previously what you have done. It is very easy to do this. So I'm just removing this.
So there is no need for this root and everything.
Yeah,
so RESTful APIs will be like less code, correct? Low code.
Yeah. So it is also very easy to read, right? If in YY prompt asks you to change something, you can directly go to the specific class. You know, this authentication is all about authenticating user, right?
Correct.
Like that, you can copy paste and do some other things. We'll do. Yes, Chandra.
Sir, this is multiple APIs or only one API?
This is a single API which is handling multiple methods.
Okay.
So yeah, we will go through it. Okay. So I just copy pasted this class authentication. Now I will rename this. So now what I can do is there is some specific entities in the application, right? If I open the wireframe, now we can see in this application there are multiple things like parking one. So there are multiple parking lots. Now you can copy paste the same thing. Now you can create a resource for parking, PRKING. So now this park classing, what it will do is, so this get method will return a not check, returns parking data. So just specific parking data. Again, we will send some multiple information here. Okay, whether it is a single parking or multiple parking. So just returns parking data, creates a new parking. So we will use these APIs to do the operation, updates a parking and delete a parking information. So just an entity. So you all got the idea, right? So what I'm trying to say. Any doubts here? Okay then. So this, yeah. So this is the thing. Now what we have to do is we should allow users only to see the parking, right? Like he should not be able to add some new parking because admin is only allowed to do the parking. So we should only allow this post method and put method and delete method to only admin. Get anyone can do, but this post and put delete only admin should do. So those things you will do on yeah, those things we will do authorization on the day after tomorrow class.
RBAC.
Yeah, RBAC. day after tomorrow class. So for now, just understand. So this is a parking resource. With these APIs, we can do all the operations that we want to. Okay, and we will add the API again. API that add resource parking slash parking. Yeah, that's it. So when in the front end, whenever you are trying to add this, so I will just show this. Where admin open this application, where admin clicks on add lot, it will send. So first it will show a HTML form. So it's a new parking lot. Whenever admin fills all this data, click on add. It will make a JavaScript, like using JavaScript will make a API call to the backend. It will send all this data with the post method, and inside this post function, we have to write a logic. Write the logic to get data from the request. So the request is coming from the front end, and create a new entry in database. And after creating the new entry in database, if success, then return a success message. If failed, return a error message, like something went wrong, something like that. Because we are making a small application, we don't need to care about errors. Okay, we can directly return this if we are consistent enough. I mean, doing everything is correct, then this will be enough. And after admin click on this, if there is success, we will also send 200 response, like everything is correct. Once everything is confirmed, then we can close this application, I mean close this form, and we can show this new parking created here, and it will be empty. Again, the admin will click on add new parking slot, and it will again show this parking slot, and we will create something else. So there are two things, right? Parking lot and parking slot. So we'll use the same lot. So parking lot, and we will create the same again, API dot add parking
It is parking lot. It's just typo.
parking lot, right?
Line number 49, bar parking lot. You have written as log.
Oh, okay.
Line number 49.
Parking lot. So another thing is parking slot. Okay, it is confusing somehow. Maybe you can give underscore also. Just I'm explaining. I will not be coding this part. So that's it, guys. So I'm just giving you intuition how you can use that. Okay. So I will be just explaining how to create an authentication, like how to create a new user, how to delete, how to update user information. So you have to do that. Okay. Understood?
Yeah, understood, sir.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah. So that's it. What we will do is, so what's left to teach? Okay, basic product setup, we have to do these things. I just explained these. Flask RESTful models and API testing. Okay, this is the Flask RESTful. Now we can delete this part. Okay, parking slot I will delete. Yeah, I think this is fine. Let's create models.py. Okay, let's do it later. Now I'm deleting these templates. Maybe we can use this just for demonstration purpose. So right now I'm just using index.html just to show if the fetching is working or not. That's it. Keep it outside when making templates. So understand, guys, right now both are not connected. I'm using this, I'm opening this index.html in the browser itself. So if I refresh, it will show not found because they haven't defined any route to the slash. Then the Flask cap, this. If I refresh, because I had deleted this templates folder, it is not showing, not found. Now it is showing. So yeah, that's it. This is the first API resource that we have created now. Yeah, that's it. Now let's see how we can create basic folder structure. The expected folder structure is something like this. I closed it. Uh, mm,
There was vehicle parking app listed.
yeah, yeah. Uh, okay, yeah. So yeah. Mm, I think they are given in this part document. But statement, yeah. So what they have given is, so there are two ways you can do. One way is separating both front end and back end. Whereas in front end, you will use the view files like view CLI, view command line interface to uh, separately run as a server. Backend will run as a separate server. Front end will run as a separate server. So there is some complication involved in this thing if you are separating backend and front end. Whereas in another way, you will use the same old fashioned way where you will have app.py models, static folder, images, CSS, whatever, controllers to have all the functions that are required, and APIs. And in templates, you will have the HTML or view files only. Inside that, you will import view module and you will use that library. Only thing is here, we are only using the Jinja 2 template to just return a single template, and in that we are using the CDN to import the Vue.js and uh, fetching the data from the same backend and showing the data in the front end. So that's the difference. So there will be APIs in controllers.py, I mean controllers folder. But in templates, in the HTML files, again we are importing CDN. Via CDN, we are importing Vue.js and we are showing the data in the front end. So so which one are you guys preferring? Like, so this involves some uh, complexity.
Having front end and back end as separate looks pretty intuitive, I guess. Easy. Maybe. What is the
No.
suggestion?
So if you have time, if you are thinking to submit it, I mean, so understanding things is important. Okay. So understanding things is very important. What is the difference between CDN and CLI? If you know those things, and even if you do try it as simple as possible, it is also fine because you have the understanding. But if you want to spend some time, you want to learn some industry related things, then you should go through this, like creating CLI and work on it. But if you want to complete it as soon as possible and just understanding this enough, then you can go through this. So I will also research on this. I have done my project using this CDN, I mean CLI, creating a separate server from front end, but it took a lot of time. Like there is so much debugging you have to do. There will be so many errors. Whereas in this, you will directly create some templates in that you will call the API and you will show the data in the front end. So in my session, this will be easy. So it's up to you. You can go to YouTube and watch some tutorials on it. There will be a lot of setup that you have to do here. Whereas where it is here, you can directly run the Flask app, and in the entry point, you will use Jinja to. So here they have mentioned clearly you can use this Jinja to template if using CDN only for entry point. So whenever you open slash, it will load a index.html file, and in that you will import the Vue.js module, and after that you will fetch the HTML files from the server, and you will populate the data by API calls. So that's the difference. So it's up to you. And I will also try to do in this way, because I have only done with this way. It is difficult, somehow difficult, but if you get used to it, it is easy. I haven't tried this, so I will try and I will let you know which one is easy for you. So yeah. So I
Sure.
think this one will be easy. So I'm not sure. I will try and let you know. Yeah. So any doubts in this? Okay.
So here for individual components, we have different view files, right?
Yeah. Hmm.
How is that tackled in that format, the other format?
Yeah, that's what I don't know, because I haven't tried. I will try and let you know. Okay?
Okay. Okay.
Can be done. We can again also create separate folder like inside templates like components. It will work. Okay, let me show my previous project. Slash Mato project. So in my Mato project, I did library management system. I have created backend and separate front-end server, like using CDL, CLI, command line interface. Um, so yeah, so you just need to open backend. You have to run Python server, that is Flask app, and in frontend you have to use npm install npm run server. It will run a server. In backend, what I have done is to this database. In database, I have created models. So user information, it will store all the user information. So books information, the information about every book, every author information, section information. A section can have multiple books. So uh, books count image. Okay, section. Okay, there is some association table, I guess. Yeah. So book author association, book section association. So which book belongs to which section? Many to many relationship. That's how you will define. So you can just refer to this project if you like to. Issue book. So there is something called admin issuing a book, revoking a book automatically. So those things are there. Rating. So like this, for everything you will create a model, and you have to store the data in the backend. And in the backend, so templates, book issue template, welcome HTML. Resources. So in resources, for every resource, like for authentication, I have created auth.py. In this auth.py, for login, I created resource. In get, what it is trying to do, it is trying to check if the user is existing or not. If not of email, return message not found. User equal to user.query.filter by email. If user found, then I'm telling found true, or else found false. Something like that. I'm just returning in terms of data, not template. If the login is to post, I'm checking if the JSON is there or not. After that, the data is given or not. So you don't need to do these things. Okay, I wasted a lot of time doing on these things, because you are the building application. You can uh, rely on that. You can directly get the data. So just make sure to include it. So from the request data, I am getting email and password. If there is email and password, then I'm trying to get the user from the backend. I mean the database user.query.filter by email. And if there is user and user password is matching with the user given password, then from datetime I'm importing datetime, and I'm putting last login equal to datetime.now, just storing the current date to when the user logged in, and storing that information in that session, I mean database. And after that, I'm creating a access token. So I'm creating a access token, JWT token, and I'm returning message logged in successfully, and access token, I'm passing the access token I got, and then uh, user dot to dictionary. I'm sending user information so that I can show it in the front end. So that's how I'm returning. If the password is incorrect, I'm sending message incorrect password 200. Okay, it should not be 200. It should be something else, like wrong password, some status code. And if the user is not provide all the required fields and check format 400 error. So if the user is not found 404, and we can directly redirect the user to the register page. In the register page, if it is post, it will try to create user. If the user already exists, then I'm putting exist equal to true. If the user not exists, then I'm populating this user form, the database suggested template, and I'm saving the user. And then I'm sending a welcome mail to the user after registering. So that's how you do. So what's happening here is, in the logout, what's happening is, here it is JWT required. So what it means is, whenever you are trying to access a route, if it is entry point, then you don't need to have the JSON required, JWT required, JWT required in this login, because that's the entry point, right? We don't need to have any JWT required. So here I'm creating access token, right? Once I send this access token to the front end will store it somewhere, and whenever requesting API, it will send this JWT required. If the JWT required is not there, that means whoever trying to fetch the data don't have the they haven't authorized to get the resource. Okay, so to check if they logged in or not, we will use this.
Where are get JWT or this profile image, welcome mail functions
So
stored?
this is a built-in function. Okay, JWT required.
Okay.
So you can see from Flash JWT extended, I'm importing JWT required, create access token, get JWT identity. So this, we can use this function to find the current user who is logged in. Got it?
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sir, I didn't understand why it's required at logout. Can you repeat that?
Yeah. So if no user is logged in and you are trying to log out, so it's not. Are you getting? I mean,
So
you can
whenever
allow.
you're logged in, a web token will automatically be created.
Yeah.
So while logging out, you just have to check if there is one,
Yeah.
and
If the
then
user
log
is
that
logged in or not.
particular user out. Correct?
Yeah. Yeah. Only if the user is logged in, then only we are allowing. I mean, you can check, but yeah, just like that. So moving thing is, okay, I will open another file. So this is authentication.py. In author.py, only admin is required. Okay, so in author.py, to the init function, so I will first check if JWT is mandatory for this resource. After that, for get, anyone can get the resource. Okay, who is logged in, whoever logged in can get the resource. But this post is only for access per librarian. No other user can get this. Okay, so this access per is it inbuilt function? Uh, access per
From .rbac, line number 9,
no.
18.
Okay, yeah, RBS, yeah. So I created this function. So it will, so this is a decorator function. Whenever you are running a function, if you kept this decorator, first this function will run, then only it will enter this function. So this access per librarian will check current user is librarian or not. If it is not librarian, then it will not allow. So this we will learn in day after tomorrow class.
So
So
that
just
this access for was created by you, correct?
yeah, I have created it. So there are inbuilt methods, but I'm not sure. So I just created my own. It's just small line of. So I will just open that. Where are we? RBAC.py. So access for roles, RBC decorator. So this is how decorator works. So current user equal to user.query filter by email, get JWT identity first. If current user role not in roles that we are passing in this function, return not authorized for this endpoint 403, or else return this arguments and it will call the function or whatever after this. So that's how decorator works. So you don't need to remember the syntax, just use this inside this. So yeah, so like that I have done. And for everything like book, get is for everyone. So for init, JWT is required. So just to enter, you have to be authenticated. Get is for everyone, but post is only for librarian. And for put is also for librarian. User should not be able to update something. Delete is also for librarian. So something like that. So I have added resource slash API slash books. So this is best practice to keep slash API slash. So you are defining all these resources API. It will return data only. So yeah, slash API slash authentication slash API slash books will have all the books information. Slash API slash parking will have all the parking information. Slash API slash parking underscore slots will have all the slots information of a specific parking. So something like that. So yeah, you can do something like this. So yeah, creating endpoints is also a good thing for different things. So you can have something like so I'm just telling you API dot add resource parking. It will be slash API slash parking. Okay, better to keep API slash. Okay, slash API slash parking. So right now I have it created, but I'm just telling how to name the APIs, so it will be very easy to read. API dot add resource, and then parking slots. Then it will be slash API slash parking slash int parking ID slash slots. So here we can send data to the API. So what's happening is, uh, okay, let me do this. This is very important. So whenever you are opening slash API slash parking, it will list all the parking information. So it will list all the parking. It should list all the parking information. Whereas this slash API slash parking slash int parking ID. So this will refer to a specific parking ID. So it should list only one single parking. Are you getting? So this should show
Got it.
all the parking. That should show only a specific parking. And this,
Like here, when adding resource,
Mhm.
you are giving both the links to the same parking
Yeah, it will work.
resource, right?
Yeah.
So how will that differentiate itself and work?
Okay, yeah, I will just create a class, basic class function, class parking. So yeah, we can see the AA is automatically giving. So in the get self comma parking ID, we have to pass the variable name that we have given. So this is how variable takes. Same as Ginger, I mean the Flask routing. We will pass this, right? Inside Angular bracket, we will put data type colon and then the variable name you are giving for that. So if there is parking ID, we will return the specific parking ID information. If there is no parking ID, then you will return all the parking information. Got it?
Right, right. Got it, got it. Okay,
Yeah.
okay. Got it.
Uh, so yeah, another thing is parking slots. You can add another resource API slash parking ID slash slots. So what it will show is it will show all the slots specific to this parking slots. Got it? I mean parking information. Parkings better to give plural because multiple things, right? Okay, maybe singular will work like this. Parking. This is parking resource, parking slot. Okay, we haven't created this. So for a particular parking ID, it will show all the spots. If there is no parking ID, it will show parking not found, something like that. And we can show all the slots. So this will show all the slots, and we need to show a specific slot also. So that's where this we can use this slash API slash yeah, we can use this slash API slash parking ID slash in parking ID, then slash slots, then slash slot ID. So this will list all the slots. This will list only a specific slot. So like that, we can reduce the code by using
Specific
this.
slot and that specific ID.
Yeah. Yeah. So we can just copy paste this. Control C. Control V. Parking slot. Okay, instead of this parking, I will put slot. So parking is a lot. Slot is a slot. I mean, this is a parent and this is a child. Instead of, I will just keep slot. Uh, Again, guys, don't copy paste. I'm just explaining this. Okay, I should not explain this since I came in. I just explaining this at a brief. We have to come up with your own variables, names, and everything. Okay, don't use the same. Okay. So parking ID, and you have to give a slot ID also. So here it is only parking ID because we are passing parking ID, and here we have to pass the slot ID also. Control C, Control V. So something like that. Uh, Here, what we will do is, since if parking ID is none, uh, return all parking's information. If it is not returning something, uh, yeah. So if it is not returning this, what it means, the parking ID is not empty, right? So we'll check if the parking ID is valid. If not, return 404 not found. Else, else uh, return the parking information of specific parking with given ID. Okay, something like that you have to do. You understood, right?
Got it. Yeah.
Yeah. Here also you have to do the same. First you will check the first given parking ID if it is valid or not. Then if there is no slots ID, then you will return all the slots to this specific parking ID. And in another thing, first you will check this parking ID. Then you will check if this spot ID is in this parking ID or not, associated with this parking ID or not. If it is, then return the slot information, or else send not found, something like that. I hope you understood. Yes, Chandra.
Sir, I want to understand, for example, this line number 71, right? For
Okay.
the same class, how do these two calls work together, right? You just
Yeah, it will
explained
work.
5 minutes.
So we are just assigning these two URLs to this. Whatever matching, it will call this class. Okay. So you can experiment. Okay.
Okay, so it will figure out basis whatever is matching.
Yeah, it will. So that's about it, guys. So I just wanted to give you a basic understanding, because this is the main thing. So you can implement the same to everything. I mean, I'm not supposed to teach exact thing, so that's why I just gave you a brief idea. So now you have to go to product statement. You have to create the class I have told for everything. Uh, so for user information also, you have to give a table user class, and inside that you will be calling the user table and getting all the data and returning in the get response. I mean, for get request you are giving all users information, something like that. If it is specific user, I mean, don't create API unless you are using it in the front end. Okay, only create those you're gonna need. Summary will look into it later. So yeah, right now create only for parking, slots, lots, and all the user information API. Only admin should be able to see. Okay, that's another thing that we will do in the day after tomorrow class. But right now create all the APIs for all the basic methods in this application. And here is the reservation API. Users should be able to use the API. Search functionality is also there. You can I will teach it in the day after tomorrow class. So that's it. You got the brief idea, right? What to do now? Can I see likes? Can you just like? I mean, give the like reaction here. Okay, what about you, Sham? Okay. Okay then. So yeah, I'm glad to know that you all understood. Uh, so yeah. Okay, let's create basic project setup. Uh, So mostly in API.py, since we are beginner, it's better to include everything in API.py. Don't create multiple folders. If you create multiple folders like me, it will take a lot of time. Like I suffered when I was learning. I spent a lot of time to this project itself. I was not focusing on other courses. So my suggestion for you is, if you have time and you are somehow experienced, then you should go with creating multiple files. It will help you to understand. But if you have limited time and you have other courses also, or maybe if you are also working, then I would suggest to only create a single file, and inside that include everything. Don't create this multiple files. Okay. If Proctor asks you to edit something, then you can directly search for Control F. you can just search for parking, then it will show the parking class, right? So class parking, and you can directly go there. You need to create multiple files, okay, in order to save time. So I just want you people to not repeat the mistake I did. Yeah, yes, Shyam? Yeah, okay, thank you. Yeah, that's it. So api.py having all the, okay, let's also create readme.md. Before that, let's create a GitHub repository, okay? GitHub.com.
Yeah, like before the
Just
next
sorry, 1 minute.
session, if you could suggest which folder structure would be better.
Yeah, yeah. First, I will create a repository. I will clone that data to there, okay?
Hello.
Yeah, yes, Yogesh.
Uh, so in these 2 days, I have to create api.py and index
No,
file.
no.
One. Ah,
Okay, I will explain Postman, okay? Better to use that instead of index.html.
ah.
For now, just create APIs, okay?
Okay, okay.
Okay, I will let you know, okay? We have still 1 hour class. So I'm creating a new repository. So bootcamp map 2. My name is taken. So okay, yeah, you also have to do the same. First, open your GitHub account. Click on this new repository, and after clicking it, give the name, and you can give any description you want. You can make it private or public, but as per the documentation they have given, I hope you all know this. There is something called GitHub tracking something. I won't be explaining that because there is documentation. Go through it. Make it private, and you can add readme file. So you should add readme file because whenever you are running application, there will be a lot of commands that you have to run the application. So better to add this readme file, and you can write whatever commands there is into this file. So at the time of viva, you can just copy paste instead of remembering and experimenting at the time of viva. Okay, so that's it. So git ignore we will add manually. So I'm just creating repository. So repository has been created. Now we will uh, clone this repository to our current application. So I'm just clicking on this copy URL. So make sure it is private, okay, whatever you're doing there. Now I have to initialize. I can also initialize repository. Okay, it is creating a new. Okay, I don't want this. Okay, then I will create a new repository. Where am I? Inside bootcamp. Okay, then I will clone the repository. Right now it is in Mac 2. I will open new window, file, open new window. Here I am clicking on a clone git repository. So make sure you install GitHub. Okay, just go through some videos if you haven't. Click on repository. Make sure you're also logged in with your account. So I have logged in with my GitHub account. So I'm entering this, clicking on enter. It is asking where to save. So I have created a folder. Inside that I will be pasting it. So select as repository destination. So it is creating. So it has been created. I have opened it. So this is the README file that have been created in the GitHub UI. So Mat to Bootcamp, same thing that has been created here. I haven't created the GitHub did. So yeah, that's it. How you create a repository and do that. If you want to add collaborators, then you have to open the settings. Scroll down. No, not scroll down. Click on this collaborators. After you do this, then you can see the page where you can enter the ID user IDs and you can add them as collaborators. I'm not doing that. It's in the documentation. Go through it. So that's it. About creating repository, we have cloned it, right? The one we have created. So I will delete this. So matter will just copy paste whatever we have done. So here I am doing app.py. So instead of app.py, I am pasting all this API.py I have created. Okay, and I will be also creating index.html. So this is not a view thing, okay? I just, for the sake of demonstration, I'm just using this. Control S. So I have added app.py and index.py, and now we can delete this old one. Yeah, it's deleted. So yeah, so this is our new application. So now we'll do initial commit. Okay, so right now app.py and index.py, everything is working right now, right? So we have opened browser and it is working. We can see this message get registration, everything is working, isn't it, guys?
Yes.
Yeah. So I'm doing first commit. So once, okay, let me explain what it is. Once you cloned, you can see here in the source control, there are some changes in this these files. So these are newly added files. So this is untracked. So you need to commit this, like add this into the remote repository. So we have to write some message here and click on commit. Then click on yes. So now these are added into the tracking. Now you have to sync changes. If you click on sync changes, this will pull and push commits from the origin main. So if you click on OK, so now inside the Git repository I have created, the remote repository, if you refresh, now you can see here those files have been added from your local machine to the remote repository. So the Git files have been added, initial commit. So this is the first commit. So initial edit when we add the readme.md through the option, and the first commit that we have done. So app.py and index.py. So that's how we do it, committing. So whenever you've done some progress, you just write some message and click on commit. Okay. As per the documentation, you have to write a specified format commit messages. So just go through it. That's it. So uh, uh, in this demonstration, what I will be creating is I'll be creating a two user application. Uh, so you can write here in the readme.md. So bootcamp, how to run the app, run the project. So in the readme.md, you can have the documentation like how to run the project and clone the repository, something like that, blah blah. Okay. Uh, and another thing is about the application project. So what I will be creating is two user application, one for admin and one for the user. Admin can create a new user, no, not new user. So in this application, user can create a new account and login. User can create a new post and view all the posts, and then uh, admin can see all the posts and download CSV. So asynchronous jobs. Uh, so we will be using asynchronous jobs to send mails. Okay. Admin can see all the posts and download CSV. What else we have to do? Caching, we will do additional things, additional features. Uh, Asynchronous programming. like sending mails to user when account create a new account, sending mails, CSV generation. So that is what I will be going to teach, showing in this bootcamp. Sending mails, CSV generation.
SMS is there.
Sorry,
Sending SMS is also there, I suppose.
no, it's optional. You can use any one of them. Okay. So asynchronous tasks like sending mails, CSV generation, and then timed time task like sending mails on specific time. Okay, we can directly call this. Okay, it will not take that much time. Asynchronous task like CSV generation. We will only focus on this. Caching. First, we will learn about caching. Then asynchronous tasks like CSV generation, and then time task like sending mails on a specific time. Yeah, that's it. So with this, can I cover all the important things? Indication. Okay. Yeah, here it will come. Salary, ready, schedule, jobs, internships, and emails, CS export, caching, how to generate graphs. Okay, admin can see reports, and statistics. So how many posts are there? Something like that. Statistics admin can see. I think that's it. So this is what I will be going to build, and by observing what I'm doing for everything, then you can implement the same to your application, and your part will be also done if you do the same. Anything left? So that's it, guys. So how to run the project, that we will document later. So for now, that's it. So let's do first authentication. So right now we have came till here. It's a good progress. So we also learned how to commit. So whenever you made changes, just commit it. Make sure you are not doing some drastic things, or else the code will be lost sometimes. So before doing everything, just check if everything is correct. Yeah. So right now I made some changes. Right. If I open source control, now we can see what are modified. So I have removed these two lines. So it is showing them. In readme also, before it was like this. Now I added so many lines. Now if I add some commit, okay, let me create some new file. Okay. Um, okay, let's also see what are the required folders. Uh, let's create templates folder. Anyway, we need it, right? So templates. Inside templates, I'm creating index.html. Here we will use import Vue.js library and create a Vue instance and run the app and run the okay, that's it. We will import Vue.js library and we'll create a Vue app, not instance app, in the front end. And inside this, we will be having multiple users like user dashboard, user templates, and then admin templates. So that you'll be learning after some time. Okay, admin. So inside admin dashboard. Dashboard.html. Yeah, so I just added some files, okay, just to show. So right now, the commitments I can give is added templates. So whatever you done, just do this commit so you can roll back. Whenever there is mistake, you can come back. Okay. So sync changes now. So if we go without syncing, it won't be reflecting in the repository. You have to sync it, then only it will update. Okay. So okay. Now if we refresh, yeah, now we can see templates have been added templates. So like this, you have to commit. So that's about it. Uh, GitHub, these are enough for you. Flask RESTful, we have learned. Okay, we have to create a models and we have to do the API testing. So that's left. Let's try to complete in half an hour. Before that, let's create basic folder structure. Hmm. Yeah. So templates.
So all the recorded videos, where can we find them again?
I will send the link in the group.
Okay.
Yeah. And in app.py, we'll have all the APIs. So we are not creating separate controllers, okay? Because let's not make it. So it will be very difficult. Okay, we need to import everything. Sometimes it will give circular import error. So that's why I'm not keeping it like that. So just keeping it as simple as possible. Models.py. So inside these models, you will create model for everything. And app.py. Okay, let's create API.py then. But only we are creating this API.py to separate things. So in the API.py, what we'll do is from app import API. So I'm just importing from app. So I just want to separate these things. Okay. Okay, let me close unnecessary things. So yeah, on left side we have API, on right side we have app. So I'm just removing this whatever classes we have defined into this one. From Flask RESTful import API. Okay, so I'm just importing this variable here so that we can have all this inside here. From Flask RESTful import resources. Okay, or else we can. I'm not sure. Let's see how it works. So JSONify we have to import it from Flask. Yeah, okay. I think we can delete these ones. From API import authentication, and after that API.add resource. So I'm adding resources here. Okay, so we don't need to put it here. Okay, let's see what happening. So I'm just creating API equal to API of app, and I'm assigning this cross. And from API import authentication, from here I'm importing authentication and adding this API resource to the API. And yes, so let's try. When we run app.py, it will try to import from here, and it will try to import app from here. It will surely give a circular import error. Let's see. Is server on? No. Okay. So because I have installed it globally, I don't need to create a virtual environment and do it. Okay. Python app.py. Yeah. Cannot import name authentication from API. Consider renaming. Authentication. If it has the same name as the library, okay. So there is also API. Okay, that's right. Instead of API, we can put resources. We also put controllers. Resources. I'm just keeping it as resources. From instead of API, resources, import authentication. Oh, okay. Okay, my bad. So it's app.py. I mistakenly created it. Yeah, this API I have to rename. Yeah, resources. I think it will be fine. So Python app.py. Now we can see cannot import name authentication from app. No. From resources. Considering gaming. Okay. So because I was using the option that VS Code has given, it renamed everything. Uh, Authentication from resources, considering renaming resource required. So we are importing some library and it also has the same thing. So that's why from inside Flask RESTful there is something called resource and it is conflicting with the name. So let's give controllers only. Then. Controllers. This file name. Okay, spelling correct. Controllers. Yes. So controllers.py instead of folder I created this. So inside this we will be having all the APIs. So a no module name resources. Yeah, because it is controllers. Controllers. Yeah. Cannot import. Okay. Again. Cannot import authentication from controllers. It has the same as a library here. Import. Okay. Now I got it. So the mistake is this is not the correct way of importing. Okay. So import authentication from controllers. I think this is the correct way of importing. Is it so? No.
I still believe
No.
you put from in the front only.
Authentication. It's not working.
I believe you have to add dot controllers.
Controllers. Okay, let's see. Attempted relative import with no parent package. Yeah, it's not controllers because it is in the same right. Let's search for this error. I have circular dependencies import. Yeah. So because there is circular dependencies, that's why import some module. Yeah, because of circular import.
Does that mean that controllers also has something imported from app? Is it?
Yeah, yeah. So let's go through it. Uh, so so right now we are importing from Flask RESTful. We are importing API. Okay, Chandra. So from Flask RESTful we are importing API, and we are using this API equal to API of app. So we are creating some variable API, and to that API we are adding resources from this authentication. But in controllers.py, what happening is we are again from app we are using API. So here it is trying to import this and it is trying to import this. So it is keep like circular import is happening. So now we need to find a way to tackle this. Instead of importing API from this what is this from this library, we can directly import it from the from controllers import API comma authentication. So instead of from here, it will try to import the app from there. API. So we have to do this software here. So first we'll create API equal to API of app. API. So what's happening here is from controllers I'm importing API and authentication. In controllers I'm importing API and resource, and I'm just passing in the inside the function I'm passing resources. This is a class ready, and I'm importing that class and adding two resources to this variable. Hopefully it will work. Let's see. Yeah, now it is working. So what I did is previously I was importing something from here. I mean, inside here I'm importing something from here. Like inside controllers, I'm importing some variable from app.py. App.py again importing something from controllers. So it was circular importing error. So to avoid that, inside controllers.py itself, I'm importing API and resource, and from app.py, I'm importing whatever required to run the application. Okay. So I'm not importing anything in controllers.py from app.py. So because of that, the circular import error gone. Got it, everyone? Okay, let's check it. Let's open the browser. So not found slash API slash uh, yeah, get registration. So it is working fine. Okay. So got it right till now, everyone. So controllers.py, app.py. Is everything correct? I mean, everything makes sense, right? It's nothing like something I take out of from mail. You all understood the process, right? That's
Yes.
important. Yeah. So from browser, inside the address bar, you can only make a get request to a API resource. So right now we are only making get request. We can make post, delete, and put. We have to make it via JavaScript library that we will do on the day after tomorrow class. Okay. Uh, so that's it. So now let's add models. Okay. So API is working fine. Maybe we have to also configure this index.html. That's how we will interact with the database, right? Okay, then forget about browser. Now what I will do is, so right now our server is running, app.py is there. There is something called Postman. Uh, so Thunder client, I suggest use Thunder client. You can use anything. Just go to VS Code extensions, search for API. It will show. Yeah, Thunder client, Rapid API. You can use any of them, but I am used to Thunder client. You can use the same if you want. Here, what you have to do is you have to create and click on new request. I will delete this one. Yeah, that's it. So you click on new request. So it will show a page. Instead of going it in browser, you can do it from here only. I will open this controllers.py. Okay, but it will show api.py. Here I will have this link to that the server has given. Control C, Control V. Now if you send a send 404 not found. So it is also showing the response. The requested URL was not found on the server. If you entered the URL manually, please check your spelling and try again. So this is the URL. Now I'll put slash API slash auth. Now we can see message get registration. So we can use this to check everything. Instead of get, I can use the post. Now we can send. Now we can see post registration. Now we can get delete registration. So every function is calling. Okay. So that's the main thing. Function is getting called. Now we can have the logic inside and we can see that. If I do head, okay, it is. If it is patch, so method is not allowed for the requested URL. I don't know why head is allowing, but we will not use. Okay, so we will not use. So that's it. So till now everyone understood, right, how to install this. So just click on install and it will be installed. Click on this, click on new request, add the URL, control S. So add the URL, click on send, it will send a request to this, and make sure you have this cross or else it will give error. Okay, let's comment this out. Okay, still working. Maybe in browser it will not work. So yeah, that's it. Now let's add models so that we can do crude operations. So right now we are not going to templates. It's only app.py, controllers.py, models.py. So yeah, in models.py we will have it. Now let's go through the documentation SQL Alchemy. SQL Alchemy Python documentation. Okay, Flask SQL Alchemy maybe. Yeah, Flask SQL Alchemy. Okay, so here we will directly go to models and table. Okay, but better to start with installation. So directly I'm going to control this. So let's understand what they are given. From Flask import Flask, from Flask SQL Alchemy import SQL Alchemy, from SQL Alchemy.orm declarative base. So class declarative base pass db equal to SQL Alchemy model class equal to base. Okay, we can make it simple also. I have given another way. Yeah, define models. Yeah, this will be better. db.model. There is db important. Subclass db.model define. Okay then, yeah. So first it is importing the required things and it is creating a base declarative base and it is having db equal to SQL Alchemy of model class equal to base, and after that it is having this SQLite db and db.init application. So it is defining models from SQL Alchemy import the integer string, SQL Alchemy ORM import mapped column. So it's created a user table. There is some other easy way to do this. So they have also defined how to fetch the information. I mean, you can use this, but there is also any easy way to do. Initialize the basic class, defining models. Skeleton Flask. Yeah, you can use this one. It's somehow easy compared to that. I mean, in both way you can do, but this one is easy. Let's try this. Sorry, I made mistake due to some medical emergency. Okay, Mandatta, you can watch the recording, no issues. Only thing is you have to be consistent, okay? Don't skip anything. Yeah, so that's it. We'll go back, let's try something else. Yeah, I think we can go with this one. Yeah, this documentation is very good. I will share the same with you. First, we need to install the requirements. So I'm doing pip install required packages, that is Flask SQL Alchemy. Flask is already installed. SQL Alchemy. So I'm directly installing in global. I don't want to create virtual environment. So first you need to install this. After that you need to set up the database and models. Okay, it has been installed. Let's go to document. Now we need to set up the database and models. In app.py we need to import the SQL Alchemy functions. Okay, let's see. App equal to Flask app.config SQL Alchemy database URI. Yeah, we have to define this. So we need to tell app where the database is. So let's do that. In app.py, after app has been defined, app.config, we need to give a secret key. So secret key is just for session management, but we are not using session, right? We don't need to. Maybe for JWT token, it will be used. So I'm just keeping it as it is. And then app.config SQL Alchemy database URI. So database.db, I'm just keeping it as it is instead of your db. It will create a file with database.db in root folder. And so track modifications, if there is any changes, it will track. So we are just making it false, so we don't need to track those changes. So that's why. And we will be creating SQL Alchemy of app. Where we are importing, yeah. We have to import SQL Alchemy, we have to import this, and we need to do this. So we got the same error, right? In previously we got circular import error, right? We will get the same here also. So in order to avoid that, we will import db from this file and we will do this. So how we will do this? So let's see. So in models.py, I am importing from SQL Alchemy, importing SQL Alchemy. How this db is creating? Okay, db equal to SQL Alchemy of app. How to do it without circular import error? Let's try then. So db equal to SQL Alchemy. Okay, class user. So it is automatically giving. I'm just using the same thing. I just copy. You can think like we just copy pasted this thing. So ID, username, email, and password. We will also put a role. A role equal to db.column db.string. Default is user, and when the user logged in, you can also use the created ad, but we are not going to. Last login. So we will be using this last login column to send mails to user to tell them to visit the app if they haven't visited the app in the last 24 hours. So for the sake of that, I'm just using this last login. You don't need to, just to keep it just simple. So username, email. Okay, we are also not going to use username. I think name will be fine. It's not unique. Nullable means it can be empty, but name should not be empty, right? So primary key will automatically increment. Email unique is true. Nullable equal to false. Password nullable is false. Role nullable is false. The default will be user. So that's it about user. So we have created this. Now let's associate this with the app. So how we'll do that? How to do this? We have to pass the argument app inside this, then only it will be done. Uh, I can create DB here, then if I call it, it will be circular import. Okay, let's try this. From app, import app. And here I will be putting app. Then here I will try to input everything. From models, import everything. So every class, we put DB. Okay, db.init tab. Okay, we can do this. Yeah, I forgot. So we don't need to directly call this db equal to SQL chimney of app. We can directly call db SQL call chimney. And after creating everything, we can do this db.init tab. Okay. Initialize the database. And then so adding the API routes, we are doing this here. So API equal to API of app, and we are adding resources here. And db.create all. Okay, so let's not create all first. Let's run Python. So this is what you have done in Mad1. Okay, so I'm not going through in detail. App.py. Okay, cannot import DB from models. Yeah, it is giving import error because we are importing app again. So what happening is inside app.py I'm importing models from DB. I mean DB from models, and models is trying to import app from this, so it's causing circular error. So in order to avoid that, I have just removed that. Now I'm running it. So Python app.py, not API. Yeah, now it is working without any issue. So I'm stopping it. Now what I have to do is, so we can see there is no database db dot created because we haven't did it. Db dot create all. So create database tables. It will create database tables. App equal to app. I don't think it is necessary to pass. Okay, yeah, we have to do with app.app context. So need application context, but we are working outside context. Okay. With app.app context, db.create all. Okay, let's run the app again. Yeah. Okay, inside instance it created database.db file. So if you open this, so because I have installed one application called SQLite 3.4.1. Okay, so I will just show that SQLite. Yeah, SQLite 3 editor. Uh, you should also install this. It's a good extension. There is no premium thing. There is some other thing which are asking for premium. This free version. We should go with this. You can also modify some data directly without calling that. So right now we are successful at creating APIs and integrating models with this. So app is working fine. App is connected with models and also controllers. Now here what we can do is from models import user table. So now we are importing users. So here check if the user exists or not. So we are not going to do that right now. We'll just list all the users. Users equal to user.query.all, and we will return users message వచ్చేసి message will be all users, and then users will be list of user.name for user and users. So returning users information. So control S. Now if we go to not index.html, new request. So okay, I will not go with the index.html. Guys, am I going very quickly or what? Are you guys able to understand what I'm trying to say?
This user part was a bit quick, but we are able to understand.
Understand. Okay then, yeah. So in controllers, I imported users class from models. So database has been created. I'm just reporting my advanced stuff only. So if I send uh, request to this /API/auth, it will go to this get function, right? Because get method, right? So it will try to get all users. Yeah, please mute after talking.
Sorry.
Yeah. So try to enable push to talk, okay? So it will over these things. So if I click on get, so right now it is giving empty because there is no users. So all users, returning all users. Yeah, so all users, and because there are no users, because it is because of that it is showing empty. If I try to post something, so it will create a new user. So let's try posting. So post registration. So it is doing post. It is working. So now we need to create a new user. User equal to okay. First, what we will do is we will print request.json. So inside the request, we will pass data, JSON data. So if it is passing or not, let's see. Okay, 415 did not attempt to load JSON because the request contains typos application. Okay. We need to pass some data. Okay, so in order to do that, we need to just create a JSON data here. So if I send, so post registration successful. Now it is empty because I'm sending JSON data inside this post. So I just open this route, made the HTTP method to post. If I and after that I clicked on this JSON. If it is empty, then it will not be sent. So did not attempt to load JSON data because the request content type was not application or data. I'm trying to get JSON data, but it is not there. That's why it is giving error. But if I give, even if I empty curly braces, it is considering I have sent some JSON data and it is sending empty curly braces. Okay, and here I will send data name Nandi, email parnapal2004@gmail.com, and then password hello world. Control S, I just saved it. If I send, now we can see in the backend we are receiving name, email, password, aren't we? Yes or no, guys? This is very important, so please listen carefully. Yeah. So I'm just sending the JSON data like this, and I'm getting it here. I'm able to see it in the post request. I'm able to see the data, right? So I'm very confident, like I'm sending data in API call, it is getting in the backend. Now I have to go to the models.py. I have to check what all required: name, email, password, role. Role will be automatically given. Okay, default equal to user. Admin only should be hard coded, but no. Okay. ID, name, email, password. So all three are giving. ID also it will be automatically incremented, I guess. So let's try now. User equal to okay, it's automatically giving. User equal to user of name equal to request.json.get name, request.json.get email, request.json.get password, request.json.get role, or defaultly it will be user. So I will just removing it because default it will give in the database itself. So that's it.
So where is
db
this
dot
request defined?
request defined. Okay, I'm importing it from the Flask, right? Flask import request. So yeah. So I'm creating this new user. So I will try first. Try creating this user. Uh, and if everything is successful, db.session.add user, db.session.commit, and then return JSON if I message user created and user information, user equal to user. and I hope it will be JSON only user exception as E db.session.rollback. We don't want to add some do some anything. Then we will say we are not importing db. Okay, db comma user db.session.rollback because we don't want to commit anything. Return JSON error creating user error, and we are returning the error. So that's it. And it should be 400 error, I guess. It was not successful, right? Okay, let's go to browser and search. Not success. Not successful status code. Okay, it will start from 400. Okay, we can just send 400. 400 means unauthorized. You are not logged in. 403 means forbidden. I mean, you are not allowed. 404 means not found. 405 means method not allowed. So we'll just use 400 bad request. So something is bad in the request. So yeah, comma 400. So that's it. Now let's remove the password. Now let's see what happens. Now we can see fail to decode JSON object, illegal training comma before end. Okay. So we should not have comma at the end. So see guys, here it clearly saying trailing comma before end of object line. So I just removed it. So send. Now we can see object of type response is not JSON serializable. What is this? Object of type response is not JSON serializable. Where it is coming from? Let's see. After the post API slash short. Where is it coming from? Object of type response is not serializable. I think it is because of this. Let's try again. Exactly at which line I'm not sure. Thank you. Will watch recording. Yes, Sham. Okay, it's 9:30. Okay. Yeah. So just wait some more time, guys. I will share recording anyway. If you have time, just stay because it is important. Okay, I think it is because of. Okay, there is one thing called breakpoint in a function. Okay, in Python. Okay, you can use this to debug code. So right now I kept a breakpoint after this post. If I send get request, I mean post request, it will stop here. It will stop on the line number 12. Now we can see at which point the breakpoint is there, and we can click on N, and it will go to next line. Try. If we click on N again, it will go into this user, then N, then N, then N, then N. So it gone till role equal to request.json.get role. Okay, we don't want this role to get. And let's go to another line. User equal to user of db.session.add user, db.session.commit. Okay, in db.session.commit, it is giving error. So yeah, this is what the error is. Not null constraint failed. Okay, user.password.
Yes,
because
password you need to give password.
Yeah. So because there is no password, it is giving error. Let's continue. So it came to thrill exception, and db.session.rollback. It is also working fine, and we are trying to return this JSONify thing. And I think this is because of string of E. Yeah, if instance of something. Yeah. Now I got it. Now if you click on C, it will exit. So the issue is with this string of E, I guess. If we remove this, it will work fine. error. So let's save. Now let's send again. Breakpoint, let it be. So I will just put C and enter. Okay. Okay. Uh, okay. Maybe this 400 is giving the error. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. This 400, whatever I was giving at the end, it is giving error. Without that, how to send status code then? Q5 count 400. Oh, okay. No. Uh, Flash JSONify how to send status code. Okay, JSONify of data, common status code. We did the same, right? Okay, I will remove this breakpoint. Hmm. Data equal to response data equal to status code equal to 500. Response data comma 500. I mean, not 500. Status code. Still giving error. Let's try. Right, it's giving. Let's ask ChatGPT. This way it helps. Uh, why am I getting object of type response is not JSON serializable type error in the return line? Rather than returning its property class route, okay, double JSONify. If you already JSONify earlier, then wrap that just call JSONify once. Then how to return status code? Okay, let's give the whole code so you can understand. Why am I getting the last return line? Return statement. You are using Flash RESTful specifically. In Flash RESTful, you should return data directly. The Flash RESTful will handle the JSONify response formatting for you. Oh, okay. Okay, we can directly return the JSON data in Flash RESTful. Okay, now I got it. We don't need to do this. Okay, let's try this, guys. So response data and status code. Let's try now. Oh yeah, now it is coming, guys. Yeah, okay, that's a good thing. Okay, this way AI helps very much. So one learning is only in Flask we will use JSONify to JSONify the data, but in Flask RESTful it will automatically done. We don't need to JSONify explicitly. Okay, got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Okay, so that's a good thing to know because we are going to use the same thing again and again. Yeah, you don't need to give explicitly like this. I mean, don't need to keep in a variables. You can directly return error creating user, and error is string of e and 500. So now we can see message is error creating user, and we can show in the front end not null constraint failed user password, because user dot password is not there. User has to give password again. Now we can create a new key password, and then yeah, here we can directly pass user, I guess. No need to worry, and we'll give 200 success. Okay, 201 means something is created. Password as hello world, control s. Now we'll send this request to backend. Okay, error creating object of type user is not JSON serializable. Okay, so it means successfully user has been created. So now instead of post, I'm trying to get. If I send, now we can see all users. Nandy is there. So what happened is here I was trying to serializable this thing. Okay, it's not JSON file. Yeah. So if I try to post again, so right now user has been created because there was error in this line. It was not working. I post again. Okay, unique constraint failed. Email should not be saved. So I just give parnapalli@gmail.com. Yeah, again, okay. So it's this is not correct format. So we can't uh, JSON serializable this uh, JSON serializable this object. Okay, user object. So we can create a new define to dictionary. So it will return everything. It will give ID, name, and email and role of the user. So we can use that user dot to dictionary. So I just use this function inside models. Inside this user model, I have created a function to dictionary, and here I'm calling it user dot to dictionary. If I send, okay, now unique constraint failed because user is already there, right? So before creating, we should do that. Uh, uh, email equal to request dot get JSON if user dot filter by user already exists. So it is giving 400 error. I send. Now you can get, instead of the error before we are getting, user already exists, error is coming. It is 400 bad request. So got it, right? Now we can show this in the front end. User already exists when we are trying to add something. Then we had to change this 2001. Now you can see user created and the user information. ID is 3, name is Nandi, email is the email I have given, role is user. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So in the get, we can do the same. User dot, instead of dot name, we can do dot dictionary for user in users. If we do instead of post, we do get, we'll get all the information, all users. So ID 1, parnable2004 at gmail.com, ID 2, ID 3. So we'll get all the users. Now we can fetch this information in the index.html when we can show the information, same information. So that I will be teaching in the next class. So for now, that's it. Now let's try how to delete. Okay. So till now, everyone got it, right? How to get and how to post. Uh, yes. No.
Yes, sir. I got it. Sir, but I have to
Okay.
implement it to get it more clear
Yeah,
about
yeah,
it.
yeah. So implement once and you will get it. Okay.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So API slash authentication. So yeah. So we should do authentication here, but I'm just trying to add users. Okay. So instead of authentication, it's better to give user table. I mean user resource. Okay. Class define get post to add new user. Put to update a user. So I'm just separating out. Okay. I'm creating a new class that is authentication and resource. So get is to check if the user exists or not. That's it. Request.outs.get email. User equal to filtered by email. User does not exist. If it is post, create the user. Something like that. In the authentication. So this post is nothing but registration. Whereas this put is nothing but login. And here we will have get to all the user post to okay, there should be no post. Mm, it should not be post authentication. There exists or not. Delete to logout. You can use something like this logout, but it is not like that. You can create multiple APIs, but I'm just including everything in a single authentication class. Yeah, we can. This works. So yeah, we can update the same. We can pass variable here, but I just want to do it here. Right now it is messy, but yeah. Post edit user information. Okay. Okay, it is giving all the code. Error updating user. Let's also do delete. Okay, it's not here. Should be put. Okay, let's add user here. An authentication post will be registration. Put will be login. Delete will be logout. Whereas in user table, I mean user resource, we'll be updating users here. And in models.py, we will do the same. I mean in app.py, we'll register the resource. API.add resource user slash API slash user. And we need to import the user from this controllers. And after that, we will do another thing slash API slash user slash int of user ID. Instead of user ID, it's better to have email ID, but it's fine. So what we need to do is, okay, define put. So here, because I have passed app.py when I while registering to API slash user ID, I will get this user ID into this function in the user class slash, I mean self comma user ID. So I'll get the user ID. So user equal to user ID. So I don't need to get because it is in the function. User equal to user dot query dot get user ID. If not user ID, message user not found. Okay, let's try this. Control S. API slash auth slash user API slash user slash 10. Uh, Unexpected keyword. Okay, let's see what the user ID is. Print user ID.
Just type and print.
Okay. Uh, User dot get. Acha, okay, it's not get, it's post. Okay, even if it is get, we need to pass the user ID, right? I forgot. And it can be none. If it is none, we will return all the users. So that's the thing. And here it should not be none. We send. If it is get request and user has no attribute query. User is equal to user query. If it was working right. Okay, it's we have to rename this. Let's keep plural instead of users. Okay, it's clashing. Okay, that's why it is giving this user dot query. Users, I'm giving it plural, so it will be fine. Connection was for post. Has no attribute as view. Okay. Is we had to change in API app also. Users. Present now. Okay, I have to start the server. Users is not defined. I have to import also. Okay. Control S. So yeah, it is working. Now if I send, so user /10, it is returning every user because I haven't specified anything right now. In the get method, if I passing 10, user ID can be none. If I see here, if user ID, we'll check user equal to user dot query dot get user ID by user ID. If not of user, we will return user not found. Else we will return user found and user information. Else get all users and we'll return the data. So we'll just do this. Okay. Here we'll set put get specific data, get user by ID. Yeah. Now if you pass 10, we'll see user not found. So if you want to see all the users, we will go to API/user. Okay, it should be plural users, right? Users API/users users/user ID. Yeah. So now it is fine. Now we can see all the users. User 1, user 2, user 3. Let's target user 2, user/2. Now we will get a specific user found. So user found with this ID 2. If we put 4, so user not found. So I'll give 2. Now we targeted a specific user. Now let's try to edit something to this user. Edit the user information. Now we'll change it to put name, email. Name and email only can be changed. So yeah, it's giving everything. I think the whatever AI given it will work. So I'll change the email ID to 1997. So let's see. Right now the user ID with ID 2 is having email this parnapalli@gmail.com, but if I update this, it should update. Okay, yeah. So user updated and it is updated. So got it, guys, everyone? If I open instance and database.db, you should see the updated one. So yeah, it got updated 1997. So I hope you all understanding how I'm doing this API calls and updating data in backend.
Yes,
Following,
sir.
right? Yeah. Okay. Thank you. So that's it. Let's do delete and let's end the class for today. We took more time. So get put. Let's delete. If I delete, try. Okay, let's read what AI is giving. Try getting the user. If user not found, user not found. If user found, db.session.delete user. Message user deleted. Except exception. deleting user. What is the reason? Okay. So yeah. So now let's try this. Instead of put, okay, let's open database.db. Instead of put, I'm putting it delete. Send. Yep, user deleted. User gone. Okay. Now if I want to add a new user, API/users. So missing is one required positional argument. So we haven't given argument, right? So that's why it is giving error. I will do some post and I will try to add new user, that is 1997 with. Method is not allowed for requested URL post. Acha, okay. So register only is there, right? API/auth. Inside that only I can create a user. Yeah, user created. Now we can see 1, 2, 2 is gone. ID 2 is gone. Now it is incrementing automatically. So with 4, 1997 is created. So everyone got it? How to create, how to read, how to update, how to delete.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
That's right. Okay then. So that's it for today. I will push the code to GitHub and I will share you the link, and I will also share the recording once it is done. Okay, first I will stop the recording. Okay, before stopping recording, let's go to the database planning, if we are on track or not, to see. Models, API testing. Yeah, everything is completed in this one. So you have to create models for everything on this project statement they have given. Uh, yeah, here they have given some tables, right? You have to implement this. So user table I have implemented. Now you have to do parking lot, parking spot, reservation parking, and yeah, and you need to create APIs to make a user to register for a specific spot, something like that, and you have to do testing. Okay, so just use Postman to do the basic testing if you are creating everything or not. And that's it for today. And in next class, we will learn about authentication, how to log in with password using Salt. There are some libraries, we will use that. And authorization, only allowing some users to enter the route. And we will use Vue.js to show the data. We will create templates in the Vue.js and importing data from backend and showing it in the front end. And that's it, guys. And on day 4 we will use salary redis. After the day on day 4 we will learn about salary redis, scheduled jobs, asynchronous jobs, sending mails, and CSV caching. So that's it. Anything else, or else we can end the session?
Yes, sir. We can end.
Okay then. Okay, I will again show this commit just for the sake of showing. Added models.
Sir, are you
Yes.
sharing your GitHub account, this GitHub project?
Yeah, if you want, I can share. But
Yeah,
make
please
sure,
do
guys,
that, because lot of
don't try to copy.
yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
No,
Don't try to
don't.
copy.
I
Okay.
know that.
No, I'm just telling everyone.
Yeah, sir,
So
sure.
there'll be
Because
some chance of
it
plagiarism.
disqualifies.
So
Plagiarism will be there.
So
Even we are not copying our own code also. Writing everything, typing.
okay, just you can change variable names and you can copy paste and replicate it. Okay, so that's the thing you can do. So you can go through my repositories and you can find MAD2 project. Okay, you can also get reference from this project. So that's it.
Because that is a lot of work we have to do to complete this much. It will be taking a lot of time.